Hello stargazers, and welcome to another month of What's Up in the Sky. This month it's Venus and cold weather for those of us in the northern hemisphere.
Mercury reaches greatest elongation from the Sun on the 14th in the pre-dawn hour before sunrise. But you will need a good eastern view clear of obstructions to catch it low on the horizon. Venus shines at its brightest at magnitude minus 4.9 during the first 2 weeks of the month. This bit of extra magnitude is due to its closer proximity to Earth in its orbit. It's only 38 million miles away instead of its normal 40 to 44 million closest approach. It will rise in the east about 2 hours before sunrise, but perhaps it's best to view it through a telescope just after sunrise. On the 1st it will be 49 arc-seconds wide, but just a crescent. By its closest approach, it will be 40 arc-seconds wide, but 26% lit. By the end of the month, it will be 32 arc-seconds wide and reduced to magnitude minus 4.7 and be lit only 38%. On the moon this month, let's try and locate the only place that almost gets 100% sunlight, M5, also known as Mount Clementine, on the very bottom of the moon and right next to M4. M4 briefly, once a month, casts a shadow on M5. Because of the moon's orbit, this month we'll see the moon rise higher in the sky, affording us a look just a little past the South Pole, so we can see shadows cast by craters. Start looking for it on the 14th through the 16th full moon. If you use a telescope, you will probably want to use a moon filter to decrease the moon's brilliant reflection of the sunlight. As I am putting this together, the James Webb Space Telescope has unfolded its sun shield and is in transit to its predetermined location in space. With any luck, we might start seeing images soon. Mars is close by Venus this month in the early morning hours. At magnitude 1.4, it is fairly bright, but at 4 arc-seconds, it is just a dot in all but the most powerful telescopes. Look for its orangish-red glow, fainter than Venus, but in the same general vicinity. Jupiter is all but gone from the night sky, only showing very briefly after sunset. By the second week, it is all but impossible to pick out in twilight. You'll need an excellent western view in any case to spot it. Ceres in the asteroid belt is moving between the Pleiades, the Seven Sisters, or the Lazy Boys, and the Hyades, their brothers. You'll need at least 2 hours between viewing to discern its motion from the 25th to the 28th as it moves against the backdrop of stars. Otherwise, look for it on successive nights for a bigger motion. Saturn is in conjunction with the Sun this month as it slips behind it relative to us, so we won't see it. Uranus is up in the sky before midnight all month. It's in Aries the Ram and sets after midnight on the 1st and around 10 p.m. by the 28th. At magnitude 5.8, it's just viewable with the naked eye in a dark sky area. Even a pair of modest binoculars will reveal its turquoise disk. Neptune is still visible for 3 hours after sunset in the western sky. On the 3rd, it lies about 4 degrees, which is about 1 thumb width above the crescent moon. If you hold your arm out and make a fist, the angular distance is about 15 degrees from your pinky finger to your thumb. It's a great rule of thumb for making estimates of time or angle. 15 degrees is also used for time as the Earth rotates 15 degrees per hour. Sadly, or maybe luckily because of the cold weather, there are no meteor showers this month, but Earth still attracts some 100 tons of material per day as our planet sweeps through its orbit. Yes, our planet gets slightly bigger and more massive each day. Of course, the 200,000 pounds compared to the 13,170 billion trillion pounds the Earth weighs is rather trivial, but it is a fun piece of trivia. Comet Borrelly is still with us, though at magnitude 8 to 9 you'll need a telescope to view it. It's rather dim because it's 1.3 AUs from us. Recall that an AU, astronomical unit, is our average distance to the Sun, which is around 93 million miles. an 8-inch telescope at 150 power, you should be able to spot a dense core and a short, carrot-shaped tail. The nucleus is 5 miles long and should have a slightly greenish glow, but even a 4-inch telescope should be able to pick it out in dark skies. Use the Minor Planet Center to get its exact location. Eridanus is our constellation of the month. It is a river in the sky. Located to the west and south of the famous Orion constellation, it winds its way to the south. It is a winter constellation. Our object of the month is NGC 1535, otherwise known as Neptune's Nebula, and it is a Fate magnitude 10 planetary nebula discovered in 1785 by William Herschel. A planetary nebula is the remnants of a star going nova and shedding its outer layers. It has nothing to do with a planet. NGC 1535 is supposed to be blue, but using a special filter which highlights hydrogen alpha and oxygen 3, my image turned out yellow. Hydrogen alpha is the most common frequency of light in stars, as it is emitted in the process of converting hydrogen to helium, the basic function of stars. Oxygen 3, O3, is also a fairly common gas in the universe, as most stars will eventually create it too. If you have any astronomical questions, you can contact me on Facebook, Jeffrey McLean of Norwich, or astronomy@mcleanresearch.com. For those of you that don't know, I am a solar system ambassador, and if I cannot answer the question, I can get the answer direct from the scientists or engineers at NASA. Here is the orrery for the mid-month. Here are the important dates for this month. So go outside, brave the cold, and look up into the night sky and enjoy it while you can do it in the early hours.